Mm-hmm. Well, at least I went even. I never fucked the KD up that much, 6 and 6. That team we were playing with was trash though.
Woohoo, let's go!
Servers here, right? The whole server's here. I'm gonna help out heal him. Let's get it, let's get it.
Hi guys, hope everyone's well. Now before I start this video, I just want to say, you know, we've just hit 11,000 subscribers, and to many people a subscriber number isn't important, and it's not really, but it's just really nice to know that 11,000 people support the videos that I produce, and I really do appreciate it. And also I appreciate the love and support for my previous video, my LMG tank build. In just a couple of days it's hitting over 40,000 views, so yeah, thank you so much. Now in regards to the LMG tank build, if anyone has watched it, I did say that I put the build together before the patch because I knew that's what was going to be, you know, like a semi-meta. And I did say that I need to re-roll lots of stuff in it. So what I just decided to do, just quickly, is just show you what numbers I'm kind of hitting after re-rolling everything and getting it like pretty god roll. I'm on over 300,000 armor and 100k health. So if you'd like to see an updated 2.0 maybe of my LMG build, the tank, then just let me know in the comments. But let's move straight on to what we're all here for, the hybrid AR build. Now, as you can see, I'm not actually really that squishy, you know. I've nearly got 300k armor, I've got 100k health, but the most important thing, I've got 2,500 skill power, and damn, does it feel good. It feels really nice. Now, we'll start off with the weapons. I'm using the P416, and I've had probably hundreds of P416s, and I really have struggled to find, you know, one better than this. This is the best one I've ever found. It's 25k base damage, Optimist and Allegro. I run this for the secondary. I run the Nemesis. Now, many people might ask me why don't I run the Chatterbox, and that's because I like the last talent. You know, while holstered, gain 25% headshot damage, and it does say when scoped with your current weapon. But if you guys didn't know, if you actually have a 4x ACOG, you don't have to be down the scope to get the headshot damage. You can just ADS as normal and you still get the increased headshot damage. So yeah, they're the weapons I'm going to be running. Now the build's sitting at 2 offensive, which I'd like to be 3, but it's not. 11 defensive and 7 electronics. On the mask, we have a really nice health roll, we have a really nice skill power roll, and it's a Gila guard, and then we have spotter and a utility mod. On the chest piece, we're using bloodsucker. Now, I know a lot of people are using this unbreakable, but I don't know, unbreakable, you know, it's a bit nomadish, so I'm not a massive fan of it. But also, when you do get that second burst of armor, you know, it's only 70%, and it does feel like that armor goes down really fast, the second segment. I feel like I play better with bloodsucker because I feel maybe it's a mental thing that if I have to hit my shots and take their armor down to get my buff, so I feel like I actually play a little bit better with bloodsucker. But yeah, that's my preferred talent. We've got armor, we've got skill power, and 10% weapon damage. They're all pretty nice rolls, to be honest. You know, I wouldn't change any of them. The mods, we have a 6,000 health mod. We have a utility mod with the pulse skill power. So on top of me 2,500 skill power for pulse, I get another 240, sorry. And then the final mod's a defensive mod, which is pretty nice. It gives me 2.5% total armor and 3,600 armor. So yeah, overall, you know, I'd say that's a pretty god roll chest. Now, onto the holster. I've got health and skill power. I've got a really high skill power roll, and surprisingly, I've got headshot damage because I feel that even though, you know, I play on console, the P416, there's no recoil at all with it. I think, you know, maybe, you know, there's a little bit of recoil, but it's very easy to control, so I choose the headshot damage. I have also got another holster, which you guys could run, which just gives you the 5% weapon damage. It's exactly the same health and skill power. But yeah, that's a Femris, and then, sorry, I forgot to say, that's a Gila. So it's 2 Gila, 1 Femris, and the Femris is for the 10% assault rifle damage. Now, onto the backpack, we have the percentage of total armor, 10.5%. We have the skill power, and we have the health. Now, I'm not really bothered about health. I'd prefer that to be another armor roll, but unfortunately we haven't got that, so I'll just keep looking. we have on the ropes, and then we have capacitive, which gives me extra duration on my pulse. Now, it is quite nice. You know, maybe if I lost it and didn't use it, I'd realise how good it is. But I would prefer to have hardened on this chest, because it should push me up to about 300,000 armour. The defensive mod is pretty god roll. You know, it's a 4% total armour mod. The issue with on the ropes is really nice, but with this build having so much skill power, and as I say in the title, I have a 10-second cooldown on the pulse, it's not really necessary to run on the ropes. So I'm probably going to look for a backpack more like this one, but obviously with 2 blues, but with hardened and safeguard. I'm probably going to choose safeguard instead of on the ropes, just because my skills are never really on cooldown. You know, your pulse is pretty much active all the time. The gloves, we have a pair of Alps gloves, and you know, I really like the 10% cooldown reduction from the Alps. You know, everything comes back faster, and it's really nice. We have the 11% assault rifle damage, and then we have compensated, which increases your damage by 15%. The mod, see, the reason I like Alps gloves is because they come with a utility mod slot. Now, that is key to this build, to get a pair of Alps gloves, and we just have a standard skill power roll on the mod. Now, probably my favourite piece in any gear set is Geel and E-pads. I don't think anything comes close to Geel and E-pads. They just offer so much armour and so much, you know, so many blues. So on these ones we're running just over 15k armour and 10% skill power, which I do prefer on this build. You know, I have got a few other pairs. I think I've got this one with 9.5% total armour and damage to elite, so if I do PvE I'd switch to these ones. But yeah, these are the ones I'm running at the moment. One thing I did want to ask, if anyone has tested it, I'd like to know what this armor regeneration is, because obviously I'm constantly popping heals with this build and I'm out healing everyone. So is this a thing? You know, is it worth dropping, you know, 15,000 armor for this armor regeneration? You know, has anyone tested it? Just let me know in the comments if it's yeah or no. Is it trash or is it good? So yeah, onto the mods. We have a 6,900 health mod, and then we have a generic mod. It's the only generic mod in the build because I haven't got any assault rifle generic mods. We have a 4% flat total armor. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Now I did go through the gear quite quickly because I want to talk more about the skills and what this build offers. The only one other thing I want to say is I do use the survivalist specialist for the assault rifle damage, and on the pistol I use the in rhythm. You know, that's a really nice third talent. Surprisingly, it says 5%, you know, chance to proc, but it does feel like it procs quite often, and you know, it refreshes your active skill cooldown. So yeah, it's a nice third talent to have on the pistol. Now onto the skills. So the pulse, the cooldown is 10 seconds, which it feels like Div 1. You know, it just feels like Division 1 when we used to run the hybrid Banshee builds. You know, we used to have really good tactician cooldown pulses. So it is really nice, and that's the reason why I'm saying on the ropes is not really viable for this build, even though I do run it. And the reason I do run on the ropes is because sometimes I might run a double heal. I'll run the chem launcher and the drone, or the chem launcher and the seeker, the healing seekers. But yeah, the part that shines in this build is definitely the pulse. It's the mods. If you take a look at the mods, you know, we've got a 57.9% cooldown reduction, and that is insane. That one mod, if I take that mod out and put effect duration, the cooldown goes up to 57 seconds. One mod brings it down to 10 seconds, which is totally insane. the chem launcher, you know, there's different ways you can run the chem launcher. You know, it heals for, if you run the double heal like that in the 2 mod slots, it heals for just under 100,000 armor repair, which is really nice. But what I tend to do is I tend to, you know, run it like this with 75,000 armor repair, and then I have 6 ammo. So I think the 3's a little bit, you know, you run out a little bit too quickly, so the 6 works better for me. The drone, now the drone is really nice. You know, if I equip the drone, because I think you have to equip it to get the battery mod active. So what I'll do is I'll equip the drone and I'll show you. See, I have got an auxiliary battery mod which gives me another 688 skill power. Now what that does is it gains me access to even higher mods, because I'm on 2500 skill power as it is, so I can start unlocking stuff like this, like 30% armor repair. Now the best one I'd say for the drone is this one. You know, 318 second duration. It just, when I use this and put it up, it seems like it's just up forever. It just never seems like it, you know, it goes back on cooldown. It's a long time. But, you know, you can drop the 100 seconds and run the more armor repair, so it's entirely up to you. But yeah, I'll just show you I'll show you the pulse, how good it actually feels to have the 10-second cooldown. It is really nice. So the range is actually quite, it's got quite a good distance on the range, even though I haven't got any range mods on it, which is, it's quite surprising really, because at first when I used the pulse back in the beta, I thought the range was really, you know, a really small range, but it's actually quite good. And as you can see, it you know, it's pretty much back again already. So this gives us, you know, the possibility to constantly have spotter active, which gives us multiplicative 20% weapon damage, which is insane really. It really does make the build hit a lot harder. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That is my hybrid AR build, and I really love it. Like I say, there's a few tweaks I'd like to make, but if you have any comments or you need any advice on the build, you know, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely help you out. But it's been nice speaking to you, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.